Good morning, student. Today is the Advanced Entrepreneurship class. Today, the first item on the agenda is that for you students who have gone through the internship or who are who didn't go through the internship but are at they did some extra studies or learned something new skill, I would like you to share with all of us, with everyone in the class, because what this will do is it will give you a practice of presenting yourself. And when you present yourself, you're saying, I am a creative person, because you are presenting what you have done. That itself is a skill. So your communication skill is going to increase. Your, your, you will be a positive mindset person where by doing this. Your creativity and curiosity person. So you must do that. So try to give, and then plus, there is a 5% marks which are dedicated to your participation in. So those students who ask two questions in every class are going to get 5%. All they have to do is ask the question. Okay, and then we'll also this after we are done with that, the we went through in last class. We went through the financial model. If you have any question on that, we would like to address that. Professor Roy or myself or any other student can answer those questions. So we'll take that. Second midterm, the date is fixed. The second midterm is on July 31st. July 31st, second midterm. And I will set a date for the review midterm. Next is now those of you who have done the internship, of course, you have to write a report, and that report will be graded, right? So, what I'm going to do today is just give you a guideline how to write that report. What should be the content of that report? So that it is more like an industrial type of business type of report, and which everybody can understand, that kind of thing. And then the next I will do is structure of the pitch deck. I will be doing the pitch deck of when you make a presentation. You have prepared your presentation, and you are going to raise fund, and you want to present to the investor or angel investor. You want to present. So what will be that deck look like? But for you, it will be like it is as part of the final, because you have 150 points, because it is a 5-unit course, right? This is a and so it's you will be graded on that. So make sure you understand what does pitch deck mean. So that way, I'm going to go through that. And in the class will be, when you present the pitch deck, there will be the faculty present, the mentors will be there, Professor Roy will be there, myself would be there, and other faculty member will be there. And your student, all the fellow students will be there, and mentors will be there. So that's what the expectation is. Okay. So we have two faculty members. Welcome, Professor Minu Manjari from BIT Sindri, and welcome Professor Dr. Murli Manohar from Palam.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Yes, sir.
To play around with that financial model, you will like that. Once you do that, you will learn about the finances. You will learn about how to handle your own money. You will learn about how your parents are handling their money. So So you'll be doing good actually if you learn that. Second midterm, July 31st. Okay, so you have to all those students who have done the internship, you have to submit a report, and that you will be graded on that report. So here are the few tips what you should be doing. Number one is, of course, you have to write your name and your whatever your roll number is and college and branch. You should write that, and then you write down the where you did the internship. What is the name of that organization? You should write that. If you want to, if you want to be more creative, then you can write something about that organization. Okay? And then you write down supervisor's name. Who was your supervisor? Okay, who helped you out? Who was guiding you? Supervisor name, and then internship dates. What were the dates? What were the date from which date to what date? Finish, start, when did you start and when did you end? Okay, so if you started on, let's say 30, 30th of May, and you did it all the way to July 16th, write that down. Then objective of your internship. What was the objective that you need to write? And then also your expectation. What was your expectation when you went there? When you got that letter that you are going to get internship, मेरी internship इस college में या इस company में हो रही है. तो what was your expectation? आपने क्या सोचा था क्या होगा? So write that down. And why internship at this organization? Why you want to do the internship in this organization? You might have been assigned by the college that you have to go to this place for the internship. That's okay, but you have to still write that. Why internship at this organization? Next item is what objectives were set by your supervisor. आप गए, आप सुपरवाइजर आपसे मिले और उन्होंने कहा कि okay, this is what you got to do. This is what I want you to help the company with. This is what you're going to learn. Right? That's what you do. What objectives were set by your supervisor, and then critical in those during that span of the internship. What new information and experience you gained during that internship. This is where you will write. What did you learn? And what knowledge you gained? Where you were creative? What curiosity you had? What if? All those things kind of write down in that. And then what learning from your coursework at college help you? What जो भी coursework आपने कॉलेज में करते हैं, जो भी सब्जेक्ट आपने लिए हैं, उन सब्जेक्ट से जो आपने कंप्लीट किया अभी तक, फ्रॉम फिफ्थ सेमेस्टर या सिक्स सेमेस्टर में जो पढ़ रहे हैं आप, वो आपको कैसे हेल्प किया उस इंटर्नशिप में? That's what you have to that you have to write down. What learning? Then, if you are part of the team, describe the team interaction. अगर आपको टीम में बना ये whether आपको इंडिविजुअल कंट्रीब्यूटर रखा या आपको टीम में मिला दिया, सुपरवाइजर ने कहा कि आप टीम के साथ हैं, तो टीम के साथ आपका जो इंटरेक्शन है बाकी अपनी टीम में, वो कैसा इंटरेक्शन था, टीम का आपस में क्या था, क्या वो आपस में मिलजुल कर were they focused towards getting the job done which was defined by the supervisor, or or you were doing your own things? That's what how did you utilize your time when you were in that building, at that place where you did the internship? How did you utilize that time? Were you there, or when I say were you there means with your, of course, physically, but were you there? Were you there mentally with the full mind? Were you there? That's what you have to look at it. So, and then you have to make a concluding report. Then you write a report, finding, what did you do, what did you learn, what did you achieve, and in how this experience will help you. That statement, very important statement, कि आपने इस internship से ये आपको कैसे help करेगी. It is not about getting getting an employment. I did this because to get the employment. No. That's not what it is. But what experience you gained. I learned the networking with the people. I learned what the supervisor who has like 100 people working for him, what the challenges he's going to go through. I learned how the workers are working together in a team. Synchronization, how they are doing. एक भी वर्कर अगर उसमें से गड़बड़ करता है तो whole system पूरी change जो है उसमें disturbance हो जाता है. Right? This is and it's like assembly line में जो गड़बड़ होती है. Assembly line में every person who's doing the work has to do his or her work on the timely manner, whatever the time has been given to that person. So you have to kind of think about it. I hope you took enough notes, and then you have to write that. Okay, and then we also have a final will come in when you have to submit this report, the another report, which is your project report, your unmet need, what you found out, and complete that pitch deck you have to make. So let us go into that pitch deck. Okay. And I expect a lot of questions coming up after you have gone through it. Okay, this list here, interaction internship interaction जो हुआ, so whatever the students kind of thought, or whatever challenges they faced, whatever was their heart, they brought it up, and these are the 8 questions which came up, and this is for the faculty. This is for Professor Minu Manjari, and this is for Professor Murli Manohar and others who are there to kind of look at that and see how for the future students who go to the internship, how can we address these so that so students can really gain more from the internship.
Professor, can I say a few words, please?
Please.
I think when you write a report, this is for the students. आप सबसे पहले उसमें आपको जो इंटर्नशिप का ऑफर लेटर मिला या कोई इंफॉर्मेशन मिली, एक उसकी कॉपी जरूर अटैच कर दीजिएगा. That's number 1. Number 2, also what was the certificate of completion of your training जो आपका सुपरवाइजर देगा, that is also very important. उसको आप जरूर अटैच कर दीजिएगा. Number 3, what was you must have done teamwork. आपने वहां पर किस के साथ interact किया? Which department did you interact? Because this will give you overall picture कि मैंने ये चीज सीखी. आपने कौन सी मीटिंग अटेंड की वहां पर? Because intern are supposed to attend a lot of meetings. आप पीछे बैठ के आप सुनते हैं वहां पर बड़ी मैनेजर्स क्या डिस्कस करते हैं. आपने वो अगर मीटिंग अटेंड की है, कीप इन माइंड व्हाट यू डिड, व्हाट डू यू हर्ड, उसमें कौन कौन से मेंबर्स आते हैं उस मीटिंग में अटेंड करने के लिए, उनका पूरा डिस्क्रिप्शन आप कीजिए, बिकॉज दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव डन इन योर इंटर्नशिप, and this what will make you look more better, more prepared, both जब आपका कॉलेज का जब रिव्यू और वहां पे एग्जाम होगा, एंड नंबर टू, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, आप जब जॉब का इंटरव्यू होगा, बिकॉज दीज आर द थिंग्स यू आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you very much. Those are very important point what you pointed out. Excellent. So now let's move on to the pitch deck. Okay, so now we'll move on to the pitch deck, and that how do we we have gone through this. Well, I have an idea. All of you have an idea. All you have identified in need. You have, and then you have worked on it. You have gone through the value proposition. You have gone through the customer segment, which customer it is. You have gone through the customer relationship. You have gone through all of that. Then the how the customer will get the channel, through which channel, how customer will get the product which you are, or service which you are providing. And then all those 9 blocks जो है BMC के हर एक block का. And then finally, how you're going to make money, right? Because remember, what are the 3 things? Student, write on the chat box, what are the 3 things of the startup? What does startup do? Very good, Shwati. Excellent, good. Anybody else? So it is repeatable, scalable, and profitable. Excellent, Swati. Good. So that is the main objective. Okay. Then what you do is, then you have to write a single sentence that explains. Of course, first you have to have a team logo. Whatever you are doing, you create a logo. And name of the startup. And name of the startup should be catchy so that people remember that. Try to put that name like that. Try to make a logo like that. This is it's just everybody knows who gets. Everybody knows कितना मॉडल कितना बढ़िया बना रखा है उसका, right? So team logo, team का कौन सा लोगो है वो आपको करना है, and then name of the startup you have to do. और फिर एक single sentence में करना है, what do you do? What do you do? This is a single usme. And go and you can see all the companies, like somebody will say, oh, we deliver in time. We deliver the product in time. Okay? So that means, or we deliver your product in time. That means that is a company which is in the transportation. When they say we deliver your product in time, it's saying, oh, whatever your product is, will deliver from point A to point B in time. So that single sentence should actually explain that. We make the tasty food. We are spreading the taste of Jharkhand all over the place, right? So you can pick those examples and whatever you're doing, you can look at that. And then presenter's name and contact information. That should be there on the main page, first page. Just सबका नाम नहीं, एक जो contact जो है, एक आदमी का नाम, क्योंकि बाकी जो है टीम मेंबर उनका तो नाम बाद में आएगा सबका. And then contact information और फिर date and place. अपने कि आप कहाँ पे दे रहे हैं, किसी का presentation दे रहे हैं. You might be giving a presentation in your company, in your startup company, or you might be giving a presentation in the customer's office. So that place you need to write down. Okay. So the very first thing is, as soon as you're done this, very first thing is the problem, the pain. What is the need? What is the burning need? What is the burning need of the customer? You need to find that out. What is it? What is specific? Is that expensive? Is that what the problem is? It's too expensive? Or it is a painful problem that you are solving. It's so complex. You're solving a lot of people are having pain and you're trying to solve that problem. Pain का मतलब, oh, पानी मेरे को साफ नहीं मिल रहा है. That's a pain. The pain is there कि दोपहर की गर्मी में, मई और जून की गर्मी में मेरे को ट्रांसपोर्टेशन गांव में वो जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन नहीं है. So people have to wait for hours and hours and hours to just go 2 miles. So those are the pains. And then, so you write that pain. कि खाने का, जैसे one pain is that one of the team did कि हमारे मेस में खाना अच्छा नहीं मिलता है. That is a pain. That is a pain. Then insight, मतलब why this problem exists today? क्यों है ये problem? जो भी problem आपने ढूंढी है, why is that problem? Is it a new regulation कि government ने new regulation बना दी है? Is that the reason? और जो technology आजकल use हो रही है, that technology is obsolete. It's like if you're still using the old phone, which is just working on G2, right? Just G2, where right now it is like G5 right now we have, right? So is it because of that? And then could be जो current manufacturer जो है, वो उसका सामान आप अपने आप झारखंड में नहीं खरीद सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो लोग सप्लाई नहीं कर रहे हैं झारखंड में कि इतनी कम डिमांड है झारखंड में कि those companies manufacture do not even ship to. They don't bother to ship to Jharkhand. So those are the opportunities. So क्या problem क्या है? That problem we have to define. पानी का, खेत का, how do you हमारे खेत सूख जाते हैं या उसमें खाद देना है तो किस तरह से खाद देंगे? That we cannot do. So those are the kind of things we need to define that problem. Yeah? और जो आप लोग ने जो internship जो किया कि village में जाके, find out what they are doing. Innovation village में हो रहा है कि नहीं? I hope some of you really kind of found out something. So uh, today, what is this? No, I don't want help. Oh boy. Sorry, boys. Okay. So, and then use a relatable story or a shocking statistic to make it real. Just say, oh, अब जैसे the shocking was like जब COVID हुआ था, if you don't take the vaccine, the chances are if you get COVID, you will not survive. Right? That is a very shocking statistics उस तरह की. So उस तरह की कोई बात है, use a relatables, ताकि जो बैठा हुआ है या आप प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं उसको सामने आपका ऑडियंस कौन है? आपका ऑडियंस है इन्वेस्टर्स who are interested in your company, and that's why they are sitting. They took the time out and they are sitting and trying to watch your presentation. क्या मेरे लायक है उसमें कि नहीं है? So you have to define the problem very well. क्या प्रॉब्लम है और वो सॉल्यूशन नहीं आ रहा है तो उससे लोगों को क्या तकलीफ हो रही है, वही प्रॉब्लम है ना. एंड देन सॉल्यूशन, तब उसके बाद सॉल्यूशन बतलाइए. Don't ever give your solution in your first slide. नहीं, क्योंकि आपको वो एक्साइटमेंट बिल्ड करना है. Remember that good storyteller, I always say, communication, be an excellent storyteller. So you have to build it in such a way ताकि excitement होता रहे और वो सोचे customer, वो बैठा हुआ audience कि this is good, I really want to see the next slide. So this you define the problem and customers saying, oh yeah, this is a problem. I know, I've talked to a lot of people, they have the same problem. And now everybody's saying, okay, what is the solution? And then here you give a problem hai, so people will look for solution, right? So problem aapne define ki page mein, uske baad next hua ki solution. Then you next page you do the solution. Aha, solution nikal liya maine. So don't show the solution. Don't just tell how you solve the problem. पहले नहीं, पहले तो वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन आपको बतलानी पड़ेगी. ये जो सॉल्यूशन है इसमें मेरे 3 बेनिफिट है. It will tell that it saves आपको 10 घंटे हर वीक में, आपको 10 घंटे बचेंगे इसमें से. Just imagine 40 hours is the working time in 1 week. और 10 घंटे अगर उसमें से कम हो जाता है तो it will be like your efficiency will increase by 20%, right? So, and then it will be, what it's saying is, another example, you said, oh, our cost is 40% cheaper than what it is out in the market. Not only that, the product is 10 times faster. अब जो G5 जो आया, right? You can see that it is so much faster than the G4. And so it is like G5, G4 said 100 times faster. And then also show high level product screenshot or a simplified diagram of the magic. ये solution क्या है? Simplified diagram, just block करके उसको दिखा दिए कि यहाँ से जा रहा है, यहाँ से product निकल रहा है. And this is how it is helping out the customer. So now you talk about the product, right? अभी तक इसमें आपने product के बारे में कुछ नहीं बतलाया है, सिर्फ solution बतलाया कि हम ये solution दे रहे हैं. ये solution मतलब ये क्या करेगा? That's a value proposition. That's what you're doing. Remember that. Don't फिर उसके बाद जो है, so आप ये कह रहे हैं यहाँ पे इस स्लाइड में कह रहे हैं आप कि मेरा सॉल्यूशन क्या है, और उस सॉल्यूशन से वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन कस्टमर को क्या चाहिए, कस्टमर के लिए उसकी वैल्यू क्या है, सो दैट इज द सॉल्यूशन। और फिर इसके बाद तब अच्छा वो सॉल्यूशन मिलने के लिए आपको क्या है, well here is the product and that's where you tell कि ये प्रोडक्ट कैसे काम करता है। Keep this very simple and focus on user experience. Focus on user experience। जैसे लाते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इक्विपमेंट लेके आते हैं और प्लग करते हैं और एक जल्दी से काम कर लेता है अपने आप, तो कितना बढ़िया लगता है। और कोई भी प्रोडक्ट है, यू हैव टू गो थ्रू 10 टाइम, डू दिस डू दैट, पूरे पढ़ना पड़ता है बहुत ज्यादा। that creates a lot of frustration, doesn't it? और इसीलिए हम लोग को ये जो lot of things, lot of opportunities are there कि our older generation, that means जो कि पहले के लोग हैं, जैसे those who are age group which is 65 and above, things are so complex that they are hesitant to learn. They are hesitant to use those tools which are available to them. तो इसीलिए हम लोग को ऐसा करना है, जो हम सॉल्यूशन बनाए इतना आसान करें कि कस्टमर के लिए बहुत ही आसान, 3 स्टेप में वो पूरा हो जाएगा प्रोसेस, 1 2 3 कौन सा स्टेप है, एंड देन another, if you can do 30 seconds of demo video और GIF, right? वीडियो या पिक्चर्स, अगर आप वो ग्राफिकल दिखा सकते हैं कुछ, that's it. So now you have talked about the, आपने कहा you build up the hyped up, and then now value proposition आपने बतला दी, और फिर उसके बाद आपने बतलाया ये है वो प्रोडक्ट, और आपने वीडियो भी दिखा दिया। So the audience which is sitting, जो आपका जो investor है, potential investor, they are looking at it, and they are getting interested. Okay, now product है, अच्छा ये तो बात बढ़िया है, तो हम ये बतलाओ कि अब नेक्स्ट आप क्या पूछेगा, भाई कैसे आप बनाते हैं इसको, मार्केट क्या है, आपने ठीक है आपने बना दिया कैसे बनाते हैं, अब मार्केट क्या है, क्या इसकी कोई मार्केट है, या सिर्फ आप इंजीनियर है, आपको वो आपकी हॉबी है उसमें, and you want to use that. So market, we as a, whether we are whether entrepreneur or entrepreneur, जो मार्केट में है, we have to look at that very carefully. एक तो TAM, TAM, total addressable market, तो पूरे ग्लोबली, पूरे दुनिया में कितनी मार्केट है उसकी, so दुनिया में मार्केट, यू कैन से इतने के, जैसे दिस एग्जांपल $50 बिलियन की मार्केट है पूरी दुनिया में। और दूसरा है सैम, सैम मतलब सर्विसेबल एड्रेसेबल मार्केट। अब हर मार्केट तो हर मार्केट में तो आप नहीं जा सकते, that means it should be serviceable, that means it should have the people's infrastructure to support that market, right? This is somebody is there to sell, somebody is there to repair, somebody is there to install, right? All of those things are there. So that's what serviceable and addressable market means. So this portion, the portion you can reach with your tech, right? With your technician, they can go and service the market. The third is सर्विसेबल ऑब्टेनेबल मार्केट। इसका मतलब आप सर्विस भी कर सकते हैं, सो सैम से आए या सोम, तो सर्विस भी कर सकते हैं और यू कैन ग्रैब अ मार्केट। अब जैसे आप लोग अगर झारखंड से है, झारखंड में आप हैं एंड यू डू अ स्टार्टअप, द चांसेस आर योर फर्स्ट कस्टमर वुड बी इन झारखंड, दैट विल बी इजियर टू गेट, खर्च भी उसमें कम होगा क्योंकि एकदम पास है। अगर आप वहीं से आप पहला ही अगर आप खर्च करने लगे, आपको दिल्ली में बेचना है, it becomes a very expensive proposition. You may not be able to, you will have a lot of, you will spend a lot of time, a lot of money. So you have to, first thing you have to do is, what is your serviceable, obtainable market? Well, you can obtain that market. उस मार्केट में आपको कस्टमर मिल सकते हैं. That's what song means. Okay, your target for the next 2 to 3 years. पूरे उसके लिए नहीं, बस ये 2-3 साल के लिए, बिकॉज यू आर 2-3 साल के बाद आपकी इतना प्रोडक्ट, यू वुड हैव मार्केटिंग आपकी इतनी बढ़िया हो जाएगी, इट्स गोइंग टू ग्रो. बट राइट नाउ, so serviceable optimal market, your target for the next 2-3 years. And then you have to explain why the market is growing. क्यों ये मार्केट बढ़ रही है, क्यों आप व्हाट आर यू, मार्केट बढ़ रही है तभी आप उसमें है, तो एंड हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू फुलफिल दैट, हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू कैप्चर दैट मार्केट, राइट? दैट्स द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली. सो यू से तब आता है कि आप दिखाते हुए आई एम सेलिंग, और मेरा जो ग्रोथ है, growth in revenue is happening. And that's how do you show that? That is one of the key metrics. भाई आपके कितने कस्टमर हैं? How many customers you have? How much revenue you have? How much money you are making? All of that will come. So key metrics, that's they look at. Second thing they look at the milestone. मतलब आपने जब प्लान किया है, जब कंपनी स्टार्टअप की है, तो you will have a chart, right? You will say, okay, 1 महीने के बाद ये होगा, 2 महीने के बाद ये होगा, 5 महीने के बाद ये होगा. Those are all milestone you have. So the investor उस milestone को देखेगा कि आपने कितने milestone सेट किए और कितने milestone आप मीट किए, किसमें लेट हुए. That tells the performance of the team, कि टीम कैसी है. So that is a very key thing. And then so milestone कई चीजों में, जैसे आपको डिजाइन पार्टनर्स बनाने पड़ेंगे. You may not have all the expertise which are required. You might have to make a partnership with the other companies, and then you might have to you should be doing letter of intent, MOU, memorandum of understanding with the various companies. MOU you want to do, maybe the bigger one you want to do that. लेकिन हो सकता है कि बड़े ना मिले, तो you have to do with a smaller one. बड़ा हो जाए तो बहुत अच्छा, but keep on trying, because if you are able to do your business in the smaller way and your product is good, उसकी efficiency ज़्यादा है, it works faster, it's more reliable, it's more user friendly. If you have all of that, then all of a sudden your product will start selling by itself. Okay. Or another thing is you can tell, but wait list कितनी है. जैसे कि जो बोलते हैं ना एडवांस ऑर्डर, पहले से ऑर्डर प्लेस, कितने लोगों ने ऑलरेडी पहले से ऑर्डर प्लेस कर दिया है. दैट इज द वेट लिस्टिंग. your and then of course ये सब जो है जो रेवेन्यू है, अगर आपकी स्टार्टअप कंपनी है तो शुरू में तो आपके रेवेन्यू है ही नहीं. You don't have any revenue, right? Because you don't even have a product. You are going, first thing you are going, you're going out with an idea. The idea which that idea is that came from you. Only thing you have confirmed is that you have an unmet need which you have identified. And then you say how you are going to address that unmet need. You do that solution with your technical capability, with your team's capability. And once you have done that solution on paper, and then you can, with your limited funds, you can go ahead and try to make a prototype. And once you have done that, you have spent very little money, and now you are ready to go and present to the line of investors who will be looking into this investment, that if it's a profitable or not, they will review that. Okay, so और अगर जैसे रेवेन्यू है तब तो वो देख ही सकते हैं. रेवेन्यू है तो यू विल सी कि रेवेन्यू, वो ग्रोथ इन रेवेन्यू कितनी हो रही है. लेकिन स्टार्टअप में तो ग्रोथ इन रेवेन्यू ही नहीं है, तो ग्रोथ कहाँ. सो देन यू फोकस ऑन यूजर एंगेजमेंट. दैट मीन्स आप अपने जो अपने अनमेट नीड पर जो काम कर रहे हैं, यू फाइंड आउट कि और किसको उस प्रोडक्ट की जरूरत है. And you engage those people, you engage those customers. So your wait list, तब क्या होगा कि and those customers are happy, then they will say, okay, we want that product and we want it next month or the following month. So that's what the wait list means. The next is, okay, आपने बतला दिया हो, so but you have to have a competition. कौन है आपका? They will say that, right? वो तो because everybody, कहीं जहां भी मार्केट है उसमें कोई ना कोई जरूर ढूंढ रहा है कि I want to make a money there. Market है तो there is an opportunity to make money. Market है तो there is an opportunity to make money. And then you want to have a startup, repeatable, scalable, or profitable. Right? You have to do that, and that's what will come out. So once the market is there, then obviously there is competition, and then who are those competitors? So you have to study in detail, find out who those competitors are. What are they selling it at? What is their value proposition? Who are their customers potentially, if you can find that out? You have to do that. So use a 2x2 matrix. It's a feature. Your product, what you have designed is maybe it is much faster. It is more reliable. And you have proven that by comparing the performance in the lab with the competitive product. So you have 2x2 matrix. You kind of that you make the presentation. So never say that you have no competitors. So, in 98, we started a company called Fidelica Microsystem. And it was a fingerprint sensor, fingerprinting company, biometric company. It's a fingerprint sensor on a flexible substrate. Flexible मतलब प्लास्टिक या माइलर ऐसे substrate पर वो deposition कभी पहले नहीं हुआ था. So when I went to represent it, and then obviously this question came, that who's your competition? And obviously there were a lot of optical biometric sensors. So those companies were our competition. But their technology was way different. Optical technology. For us, it was really a much more, it was a pressure sensor which we were making. आप अपने finger रखेंगे so big with the pressure you will create, and your marking on the fingerprint that will come out, that it will show. So we could say, oh, we are the only one who are making it on the mylar fingerprint sensor on the mylar. We could easily have, we could say that, we don't have any competition, and that was true. There was no competition at that time. But the buyer, the investor is looking at it. His investor is going to say, you may not know who the competition is. Just like you are doing on this deposition on the deposition on the mylar sheet, there might be many other companies who are doing it, and they might be right also. So then we, in our presentation, we just gave all the optical sensors and swipe sensor, all of that we gave as a comparison. So it is very important to know who the competition is, but never ever say there are no competitors. Instead, show how you're different. And at Fidelica, that's what we did. We showed how we are different from the other technology, because technologically we had a different product. Okay. Then ease of use versus power. Power कम use करते हैं, प्राइस बहुत कम है, इंटीग्रेशन जो है प्रोडक्ट में बहुत आसानी से हो जाएगा लैपटॉप में. So that's what the next one is, what is your unfair advantage? Now, unfair advantage, this word is not very good actually, but the industry is using that word. What they're saying is कि जब जैसे आपके पास you have a patent, आपने को डिजाइन किया, जो कि patent is something which you created with your mind. That's what they call it. So you created with your mind. So you created a patent, and once that patent is issued, that patent is good for 20 years. So for 20 years you have an advantage. Of course, you can license your patent, you can sell your patent, you can do that, or you can, but it's only for 20 years. And then once the competition sees what you are doing, what your patent does, they will find an alternate way of solving that problem. So it is only it's good. It is very good for a few for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, but then a lot of companies, they just go and change and they find a different solution. And so, but that is unfair advantage. That's it. But so patents, data network effects, or unique distribution, or your processes. Your process might be so different. That might be unique. As a Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola, they have been deep for over 100 years, and still they have, still nobody knows about their formula, because they have registered it, saved it, patented it. It's not a patent, it's called a special. So what has happened is, either when you patent it, you kind of share exactly how you made it, number one. Number two, you say what is the process and what problem it is addressing. And that's all. If you get if you want to know anything about the patent, you can, and that patent is accessible to everyone. So you can access a patent. And here I'll tell you just a little story, a little story about the patent. 1927 में scientists from Calcutta, scientists from Calcutta, J.C. Bose, not the agriculture scientist. No, this is different. He actually invented a diode, and that was used. That was used in the communication, wireless communication, and so he registered. He did his patent, registered it in the United States. But nobody looked at that. And the credit for the this voice and credit was for the radio and all of that was given to Marconi and the other people. So it is the patent are very important, but also you have to, once you have the patent, you have to protect it. That means whoever is doing the thing, if somebody has copied the patent, you have to kind of look at it and then file a lawsuit that this company has copied our patent. So right now, actually, there's a big movement from a lot of Indian scientists and from India that all these things, like these patents, the proper credit should be given to the proper person. So, this is a business model. How do you make money? That's what the business model is. How do you make money? Are you doing on a subscription basis, or there's a transaction fee, or you're selling it through the marketplace commission? That means जो भी बेच रहा है उसको आप commission देते हैं. Yeah, very good. I know this is I want to recognize, acknowledge Dr. Murli Manor, excellent, the trade secret. Trade secret. He talked, I talk about Coca-Cola. That is a trade secret. That you can, it's not under the patent, it is trade secret. You can register it and you can keep it safe. And that you can renew every so often. So nobody can use that. It remains as a trade secret. Thank you so much, Dr. Mullimano. Okay. So how do you make money? Subscription. जैसे subscription का मतलब हुआ? Students, can you tell me what does subscription mean? Can you tell me that? Write on the chat, please. What does a subscription mean? Okay. Very good, Swati. Okay, excellent. Swati, can you unmute yourself? And can you please share that? Unmute yourself and tell us what subscription is.
The subscription means paying a fixed amount of money for using a service or product.
Okay, good.
Just like when many of use YouTube Premium, we have to pay some money.
Very good. Excellent. That's right. So like, thank you very much, Swati. That's wonderful. Good job. So the like when some software service you get. So you have to pay a license fee. and you have to pay every year. You have to pay some fee. Zoom call, you have to pay some money every year. So when you pay every year subscription, it is a recurring revenue. So subscription का जो सबसे बड़ा example जो है कि what is the advantage? ये Microsoft, उस समय Google was just working on it, but Microsoft, Google caught up so fast. Google का जो search engine है, that got so fast, and Microsoft का search engine kind of slow था, because they were revising it only after a few number of years, whereas Google, they did their revision almost every week, and faster even if required. Okay, so the revenue in that area had gone down for Microsoft. So then Microsoft got a new president, CEO. Can you tell who is the CEO of Microsoft today? Oh, very good. Abhishek, excellent. Yes. Why didn't you unmute yourself and tell everyone who it is?
Sir, Satya Nadella.
Excellent. And how did you hear about Satya Nadella?
Sir, basically, I have seen in somewhere like reels or any short video.
Acha, good. Okay. So, do you know why Satya Nadella became so famous? So what I want you to do is, I want you to, when you go back home, just do go to ChatGPT, Gemini, or X, or Cloud, and find out about Satya Nadella. So what happened was, the revenue of Microsoft was going low. At the same time, at that time, the Microsoft also has that Microsoft Office and Windows, right? All of a sudden, they were there, and they were selling it as a package. So the Microsoft Office, that suite, that used to cost like $800, $900. And at that time, there were a lot of illegal copies, because $900 was so much. They couldn't, not everybody could buy it. Even in India also, there were a lot of illegal copies. China, of course, the mother of the illegal copies. So they tried to control, and they could not do it. It was too expensive. They couldn't stop it. So they said, okay. So Satya Nadella came and he said, you know what? Let us decrease. Let's not sell it as a product. Let's kind of put it at lower price. And they found out that $20 works very well. So $20 for 1 year, they will license the Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office for $20 per month, per year, something like that. And all of a sudden, the market just went crazy, and their revenue kind of increased by 3-4 times. The one changing from a transaction fee, that is giving the whole product, to the subscription, it really changed the trajectory of Microsoft. And Microsoft stock just went very, very up. So that was the achievement. I want to share that story about Satya Nadella, what it is. Okay, then we have a transaction fee का मतलब हुआ कि आप खरीदते हैं कि okay, I will sell you the product, I'll sell you my laptop, or I'll sell you a iPad for say $700. That is a transaction fee. That's it. Marketplace commission. तो बहुत सा होता है कि you go, how do you make money? You say, okay, I pay commission. If you sell, I'll pay you this much commission. Marketplace pay. So that's why you have a distributor, you have a wholesale, and you have a retail. So distributor makes the money, wholesale makes the money, and the retailer makes the money. तो जो 10 रुपए की चीज होती है, by the time it reaches to you, you have to pay like 30 rupees, because it goes through that through the channel of the wholesale, the channel of distributor, wholesale, and the retailer. Okay, that's the commission. That's how they make money. And then pricing. What pricing you will keep? So you say so many rupees per month pricing. ये subscription pricing है. Third is LTV and CAC. Can you tell me what does LTV stand for? And what does CAC stand for? Okay, very good. Very good, Abhishek. Anjali, very good. Okay, so let me just...
Professor, your answer was right there. If you just read that.
That's right. I okay. So question: what is LTV and what is CAC? Okay, tell me what is Satish? Can you unmute and say that, please?
सर जस्ट मैंने गूगल किया और गूगल में ये बताया तो मैंने बता दिया ये.
अच्छा, that's excellent. I like that creativity. Looking at that, so but you know, what does that term mean? Long-term value. क्या मतलब हुआ उसका? Yeah. So Satish, what I'll request you is all the students go and do the Google's Chat GPT and find out there. So let me answer that question. Okay. So he answered it right. Long-term value. So it is really it is a lifetime value. Lifetime value. What does lifetime value means? Lifetime मतलब कस्टमर को जब आप एक्वायर करते हैं ना, कस्टमर को एक्वायर करते हैं तो देयर इज अ कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व इन दैट, एंड दैट इज CAC, कस्टमर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट. कस्टमर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट है. तो वो कस्टमर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट है कि जाते हैं पहले उसको सेल्स पर्सन गो देयर, डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करते हैं प्रोडक्ट को, उसको सैंपल देते हैं, and then they give the then they give the order. तो लेकिन ये खर्च हुआ उसको सैंपल देने में, उसको एक्सप्लेन करने में, उससे मीटिंग करने में. there's an expense there, right? That is it. So कस्टमर के साथ कि कस्टमर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट क्या है. एक्विजिशन मतलब कितना पैसा खर्च किया, उसके बाद कस्टमर बोलता है अच्छा ठीक है, आई विल बाय द प्रोडक्ट. सो उसको बोलते हैं कस्टमर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट. और लाइफ टाइम वैल्यू का मतलब हुआ उस कस्टमर से जब तक वो कस्टमर रहता है, लाइफ टाइम होते कस्टमर, वो कितना प्रॉफिट उससे हमको मिलता है, उस कस्टमर की लाइफ टाइम वैल्यू क्या है. ओके, सो इट इज ऑल अबाउट द कस्टमर लाइफ टाइम वैल्यू. कस्टमर कितना जब तक वो कस्टमर रहता है कितने का सामान खरीदता है, और उस सामान से कंपनी को कितना प्रॉफिट होता है. सो दैट इज द लाइफ टाइम वैल्यू. ओके, गुड. ओके, गो टू मार्केट स्ट्रेटजी. अब आप मार्केट में कैसे जाएंगे? So how will you get your first 1,000 customers? You have to explain that, right? You have to tell to the आपके सामने वो जो आपके सामने बैठे हुए हैं investor, यहाँ तक उन्होंने देखा आपका presentation, that means they are interested. So you are saying, how will you get your first? You have to tell. पहले 1,000 customer कैसे आप लाएंगे? You have to think about that. Channel. कौन सी channel आप use करेंगे? कि channels, content marketing, outbound sales, strategic partnership और viral loops. तो इसमें बाकी तो सब ठीक है कि आप एडवर्टाइज करते हैं, कंटेंट जो उसकी मार्केटिंग करते हैं, एंड देन और आउटबाउंड सेल्स, वो भी जाके आप कस्टमर आपके सेल्स पर्सन है वो जाके हैं, दे go to the customer, आपके सेल्स पर्सन, एंड दे मेक सेल्स. और स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप, कंपनी कोई स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप आपने बनाया है, एंड देन आप उनको प्रोडक्ट देते हैं, वो अपने प्रोडक्ट में वैल्यू एड ऑन करके उसको बेचते हैं. और वायरल लूप्स can this is kind of interesting. That's a viral loop. If you know, you can write down what does viral loop mean while I'm explaining it. Viral loop का मतलब होता है, so student, go and write in the chat box what does it mean. So viral loop का मतलब होता है जैसे मैंने कोई सामान खरीदा, मैंने सामान खरीदा और मेरे को सामान अच्छा लगा, तो मैं प्रोफेसर सुरेश रॉय को कहता हूँ, प्रोफेसर रॉय, this is product, I really loved it. And I tell Professor Roy says, yes, it is good. So Professor Roy buys it. And then Professor Roy, what he does is, he talked to Professor Murli Manohar. Oh, look at this is such a wonderful product. Professor Murli Manohar buys it. And Professor Murli Manohar says, he talks to Minu Manjari. Professor Minu Manjari, she buys it, she says, oh wow, this is so good. So that means, ये इसको बोलते हैं वायरल, एक के बाद एक चलता रहता है, right? So जो कंपनी ने, they didn't even have to get into it. कंपनी को पता भी नहीं है कौन वायरल कर रहा है, so ऑटोमेटिक वो ऑर्डर आने लगते हैं. So that's what it is called, viral loops. Okay, and then you have to, now remember, you are presenting for the funding, right? So you are saying that you are not just building a product, but you are building a customer acquisition machine. कितना बढ़िया word है ये, and I'll tell you the secret behind all of this. So it is I'm adding a customer acquisition machine. ये ऐसा product है ना, उसे दिखाओ तो customer automatically उसको buy करेगा ही करेगा. So here it is called customer acquisition machine. Okay, so this is about, that's how I'm going to go and market the product. That's what you will tell. Team, founders. अब आप टीम के बारे में बतलाए, सब आपने बतला दिया, अब टीम के बारे में बतला रहे. Professional background, why you are the right people to solve this specific problem. क्यों आप इस कर सकते हैं. So that's where you say, well, I have an experience in I'm a metallurgist, I've seen the thing in this, I'm a software person, and I've done this coding for a long time, and I'm using the AI, so I can do it. So all of those things are actually add value. So the team is very important. Team's capability is very important. So, and then how they interact with each other, that's very important. क्योंकि वो जो investor है वो सब देख रहा है, how the team members are interacting with each other. And then आपके key advisor कौन है, तो high profile names or industry expert वैसे रहने चाहिए key advisor. So हमारी जो market fit, highlight relevant access highlight relevant exits and technical experts. Now, ये नया टर्म है exits का मतलब हुआ कि बाहर निकलना, right? exit. लेकिन यहाँ पर इसमें यूज कर रहे हैं कि जो फाउंडर जो है उसने कितनी कंपनी, एग्जिट का मतलब है कंपनी पब्लिक हो गई या कंपनी गॉट एक्वायर्ड, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाट द एग्जिट्स मीन. तो ये देखते हैं कि फाउंडर ने कितने, हाउ मेनी कंपनीज दे हैव वर्कड एंड स्टार्टेड, और कितने एग्जिट हुए या टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टीज कौन से. And then make sure you have photos of all the team members. Then you have to do a financial projection. 3 साल की high level chart, revenue and burn rate. Remember we talked about that, burn rate. And says keep it very simple. Complex उसको मत बनाइए. Very simple. Investor, क्योंकि investor को पता है कि ये सब guesses हैं. These are the hypotheses. They know it. But all they want to know, what is your logic and ambition behind it? What is your logic? आपने ये number क्यों डाले? What was the reason for that? And what do you want to do with these numbers? Right? That's it. And that's where the ambition comes about. And now the final, this is कि आपने present तो कर दिया और आपके your तो अब आप पूछेंगे, अच्छा आपने सुन लिया, अब हमें क्या चाहिए कि we are raising 10 lakhs in seed funding. Why? ये I save note equity, ये सब terms है ना, ये आप अगर कीजिएगा ये उसमें this is standard term, even इंडिया में भी ऐसे करते हैं, safe note और equity. हम लोग let's say 10 लाख रुपए हम लोग seed funding के लिए हमको चाहिए, और फिर इसका सीड फंडिंग का हम लोग क्या करेंगे इसका, तो ये बतला रहा है जैसे 60% will go to the product development, engineering and product development, 30% on marketing and sales, and 10% जाएगा operation, because there's no operation right now, right? There's no operation right now. It is all development. Mainly that's why it starts from garage. Like Apple started from garage. Hewlett-Packard started from garage. Narayan Murthy's company that started in garage. So a lot of those things that started in garage. So what is the goal? The goal इसके लिए ये जितना भी आप raise करेंगे, वो goal है कि we want to raise this much money ताकि हमारा जो annual recurring revenue है, ARR, ताकि हम हर साल इसमें बोल रहे हैं 1 मिलियन या 10 लाख हमें we want to raise money ताकि हम लोग 10 लाख हर साल रेवेन्यू में कमा सकें, recurring revenue. That's what it is. So investor presentation tips, ये आपको कोई भी presentation tips में इसका ध्यान देना है. अगर आपको the time will come, they may say, आप इंटरव्यू के लिए जाते हैं तो बोला आप वो pitch design कीजिए and present us. Normally nowadays that happens, especially for the higher level position. So rule is 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. So this is a very common rule. It can change a little bit, but not much. So you want 10 slides, 20 minutes. That means you cannot spend more than 2 minutes per slide. 10 slide, 20 minutes, and 30-point font. Font इतनी बड़ी होनी चाहिए कि एकदम नजर आए सबको. Say 30. And then focus on why now. आज ये करना क्यों जरूरी है, नहीं तो गाड़ी छूट जाएगी. क्यों आज करना जरूरी है? So why is today the correct time for this startup? That's what you have to do. And then clean design, use high quality icon. Clean design मतलब जो presentation करेंगे ना, high quality icon use कीजिए, and plenty of white space. Plenty of white space. क्योंकि अगर आप बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स उसको बना देंगे, बहुत ज्यादा जैसे तो interest, they will lose interest because they see so many presentations a day. The investors look at dozens of decks a day. So make yours easy to scan, right? आसानी से बना सके, उसीलिए ये 10, 20, 30. That means you should be 30 point font होनी चाहिए, आपको 10 स्लाइड चाहिए और 20 मिनट में पूरा करना है. And then most fourth point, every team member should be present during the presentation. आप सबको उसमें रहने की जरूरत है. अब जैसे आप लोग सब टीम बना रहे हैं, पांच स्टूडेंट्स की टीम बना रहे हैं, because for the final all 5 of you जो आपने unmet need find out की है, उस पर presentation आपको देना है, ये slide presentation देना है. So you have to do that. The team has to work. Now, financial model. Have your financial model ready to show and answer any specific question. Because financial model, तो 30 font में आप नहीं कर सकते, because then it won't even show. So that you have to do smaller. That's why you kind of, and then whenever it comes, chance comes, if somebody asks a question, you can go and show the financial model and zoom in the question or to the question which they ask. Okay. And last, but the most important, have your business model canvas ready to show and answer any specific question. Business model canvas, that is the best, most important thing, because if you do the business model canvas, you'll be able to make those slides very easily. Because each business model, हर एक चीज, क्योंकि इन्वेस्टर को पता है कि आप जो भी कह रहे हैं, these are all परिकल्पनाएं हैं, these are hypotheses, and they are trying to judge whether whether this company can prove those hypotheses or not. And they judge based on looking at how the team is. They judge how they're using the money which they are asking, they're getting. They're looking at all the initial milestone कि पिछले इनकी हिस्ट्री क्या है, milestone कैसे है. They will judge कि इनके कितने कस्टमर जो है वेटिंग इन लाइन वो कैसे है, किस क्वालिटी के हैं और किस तरह है और कितना इनका रेवेन्यू हो सकता है. So that's what they will. That's what the DMC no block hai, right? No block. Value proposition, customer segment, channel, customer value, customer, and then you go on the other side, and then you say the how are your key partners, what are your key resources, right? All those things, and then what is your how you are spending the money? That what is your, how much does the product cost? What is this? What is the CAC? What is the LTV? What is the product cost? These 3 things is on one block, and the last block is where you to make money. So DMC अगर आप बनाएंगे तो all those things will become very easy for you and easy for you. And we are, Professor Roy and myself are available to you to complete that. So I want you to kind of complete this, start working on it, and let us at least get the draft ready by next class. Okay. All right. Okay. I will, before I open up for question, I would invite Professor Roy to give his comment or add anything which I might have missed.
Professor, these are all the logical steps. And I'm sure once the students really get into the true shoes of an entrepreneur, that's the time they will understand each and every slide that you have presented. Abhi, it's just like, Professor, कि 3 साल या 4 साल बाद प्रमोशन मिलने के बाद कोई मैनेजर बन जाता है. कॉलेज में कभी पढ़ाया नहीं जाता आप मैनेजर बनने के बाद क्या करोगे. But everyone becomes a manager. And then he starts doing what the corporation really wants them to do. Similarly, entrepreneurship जो है, that will remain in your blood. अगर जो entrepreneur बनना चाहता है, does not mean immediately. He will learn more once on the job. जब job पर training होती है, जब job पर problems होती है, when you start analyzing कि क्या चीज की कमी है, that is the time you think, oh, this is what can be solved. And तब आपकी समझ में आ जाता है कि मेरे को क्या करना है, who are going to be my teammates who are going to do this. You want the expertise from every branch to work on this project. और जब आप कंपनी में काम करते हो आपको सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. आपको सारी मशीन के बारे में knowledge हो जाएगी, which machines to use and what to buy in case you have to start working on a project. आपको सारे teammates की expertise है वहां पर, आप उनमें से you can pick and choose. And this is how you really start your company. But before that, जो कंपनी में काम करते हैं, remember, your responsibility is exactly what an entrepreneur does. क्योंकि जब आप कंपनी में जाएंगे, कंपनीज की भी प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स होती है. And I'll tell you one of the problems कि you want कंपनी में प्रोडक्ट बन रहा है, and I'm talking more about high tech right now. Or let's talk about, even on the cars, for example. कार में जब प्रॉब्लम होती है, it is the employees who have to understand the problem. They have to resolve the problem. And they have to resolve it in the quickest way. अगर वही problem assembly में अगर कोई पकड़ के resolve कर ले, the cost is less. But when that product goes to a customer, और जब customer complain करता है and when the recall is done, आप जानते हो the company first of all takes a big hit on the stock market जब recall होता है. Number two, it affects their revenue because all of a sudden ये जो reserve जो रखा गया था for these cases really goes out now. It's a burnt money. तो ये सब companies वाले करते हैं. And I'll give you my own example. When I was employed as a consultant are supposed to be an expert, by the way. कि you are coming here to resolve a problem, our yields. Yield means the product is failing. The yield is less than 30%. And my job is to increase that from 30 to 70%. And 8% yield agar improve hogi, the company will start saving millions of dollars. And because millions of dollars, मैं ये नहीं बोला कि एक दिन में, it's over a period of 1 year. And remember, when you're bringing that up, the yield to 60, 70%, all of a sudden, the company's जो wastage गया था, wastage in the form of rework. Rework हमेशा बहुत wastage है. अगर आप उसको avoid कर सकते हो, then you actually reduce the cost of the product by millions of dollars. And as a consultant, I went ahead and did this. Now, you cannot do this all alone. You require team members to do this. आपका टेस्टिंग में करना पड़ेगा, आपका प्रोडक्शन वालों को इन्वॉल्व करने का, आपको you have to involve your subcontractors who are making this product. You have to start working with the component suppliers on this. You have to start working with the test engineers जो इनको करते हैं, because the logical sequence falls. Material आता है, it could be a material problem, it could be a process problem, it could be a test problem, or it could be a design problem. तो ये सब data collect करने के बाद ही only you can come up and actually enhance the product. All of a sudden, within 6 months, 6 महीने भी नहीं लगे थे मेरे को. It took almost 3 to 4 months before I could increase the yield from 30 to 75%. And what a saving to the company. Number 2 is company जब बनाती है product, they have a specification on the product. So once the specification is the right for the company, number 1, to make sure that the product is meeting all the engineering specifications without too many failures. अगर हम लोग लिमिट को बहुत टाइट कर देते हैं, then you'll have too many failures. अगर लिमिट को लूज कर देते हैं, you'll have less failures, but the chances are a bad product is going out, which goes to the customer, and customer will have problem. तो इसको कैसे आप उसको engineering spec से कैसे उसको manufacturing spec करोगे? It used to take design engineers close to about 48 hours to come to this specification कि क्या होनी चाहिए. And then I worked with the engineers and came up with a formula in which you would actually manipulate all the numbers that were there. And within 2 hours, out comes a product which will say, this should be the specification for this product. You know, that was a lean project that I did. Lean means how do you reduce wastage? And the more you reduce wastage, the more productivity becomes, because wastage means it's too much rework being done. So all of this, each one of you will be responsible to do this when you go to the job. So जो आप पढ़ रहे हो, believe me, it is directly applicable to your first job and onwards. अगर आप seriously लोगे into your journey of entrepreneurship, it will start once you join a job. आपकी सब समझ में आ जाएगी. Do you know what is the difference between PCB and PCBA? यहाँ पे कोई electronics, electrical engineers, are you in the class? Then you must be knowing what is PCB and PCBA. PCB is printed circuit board. And when you put all the components onto the board, then it becomes PCBA. So shuru mein design mein, remember, our formula, it has to be repeatable, has to be scalable and profitable. Repeatable एक बार में नहीं होती है. आप एक बार एक product बनाओगे, do you think it is repeatable? Absolutely not. अगर आप 10 बनाओगे, do you think it is repeatable? Absolutely not. क्योंकि 10 में से अगर एक fail कर गया, you must analyze why it failed. Means every failure you should analyze and know why it failed. Only then you can make a product repeatable. Repeatable करने के लिए, you know, first of all, you build 100. Okay, and then you analyze every problem. And then you go back and build 1,000 and then say, and then find out, you know, how successful you were, that all the product worked. And once you're able to do that, once you're able to understand all the issues, then it becomes repeatable. So, आप ये सोचिए, there are close to about 2,000 components mounted onto a PCB. And each of these component that is there might have 8 to 10 different IOs. In case it is a BGA or a CGA, you might have up to 200 IOs coming out. And each of them is a solder joint that is made. ये सारी टेक्नोलॉजी solder joint पर ही चलती है. अगर आप सोचो कि एक solder joint अगर खराब होगा, the product will fail. And as a part of the process engineer, it becomes the responsibility of the process engineer to make sure that the process is under control. That means over 40,000 solder joint which happens on one printed circuit board assembly. None of them should be either shorted or insufficient solder or an open case. Open means the circuit is not complete. So आप सोचिए, and it has to be almost 98 to 99% perfect for every time. This is all the part of the process engineers आपको करना पड़ेगा. By process engineer, it does not mean mechanical engineer, it does not mean electrical engineer. It means any engineer who has finished his engineering degree should be able to isolate these type of failures. So मैं ये बोलता हूँ कि no matter what, you must understand what is being taught to you today, because it would be directly applicable to your first job and moving forward from there. Thank you, sir.
I would invite first Professor Murli Manohar to give his closing comment, and also Professor Manjuri after that. So, Dr. Murli Manohar.
Yes, sir. Sir, today's session was very good and very informative, and I think it is very helpful for our student for preparing this test. तो अभी कुछ कंपटीशन में हमारे स्टूडेंट ने पार्टिसिपेट किया है, जैसे MSME आइडिया हैकाथन. तो उसके लिए हमें लगता है कि स्टूडेंट के लिए काफी हेल्पफुल होगा पिच डेस्क बनाने में. और जो स्टूडेंट अभी 6th सेमेस्टर स्टूडेंट जिनका एडवांस एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का क्लास है, उन्हें भी ये काफी हेल्पफुल होगा ये पिच डेस्क बनाने में. सर, मेरा एक क्वेरी था कि इसमें क्या मतलब ये पिच डेस्क में हम लोग क्या फाइनेंशियल मॉडल जो आप उस दिन बताए, क्या उसको इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं?
Oh, absolutely. को
यस
फाइनेंस वाले को
यस
आपको
सर
लेकिन उसको अलग से रखना पड़ेगा.
यस सर यस यस
उसको अलग से, तो वो उसमें आप 3 शीट बना लेंगे जो तीनों है ना. ये सब तीनों स्टेटमेंट जब हो जाएगी तो
यस सर
उसी मॉडल से निकल आएगी तीनों की तीनों.
यस सर
then you can have those 3.
यस सर. तो मैं ये चाह रहा था कि अगर पिच डेस्क में अगर मैं उन्हें सर इंक्लूड करूं, तो उसको उसका एक अगर सर फॉर्मेट, सिंपल सा फॉर्मेट अगर आप स्टूडेंट को बता देते कि
अच्छा, ठीक है,
तो
ओके.
कैसे include किया सर.
I will share that, yeah. So
Yes,
ये
sir.
जैसे मैंने यहाँ लिखा ना, इसमें लिखा है ये your financial model.
यस सर.
तो फाइन मैं तीनों स्टेटमेंट का जो I'll send you the sample of the
Yes, sir.
statement, okay, which you can share with the students. और इतना, because we have talked so much that they will know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They will know about it.
Yes, sir.
बल्कि जो अगर मॉडल देखेंगे,
Yes, sir.
अगर मॉडल देखेंगे तो उसमें अगर फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट देखें तो उसमें जो पहली जो वो 10 लाइन है वो टोटल बोलता है ये वाला है.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? फिर उसके बाद वो कैश फ्लो के लिए बोलता है. So
Yes,
that's so you will be able to see that. उसी में को फॉलो करेंगे तो all those things are there actually.
Okay, sir.
But I will send. I will make a. I'll make a sample and I'll send that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you, sir.
I just wanted to add one more thing, is about
Yes, sir.
internship and the notes that you should prepare. क्योंकि हर स्टूडेंट्स को अपना एक तो कॉलेज पे एग्जाम देना पड़ेगा इंटर्नशिप के ऊपर, विल बी
Yes, sir.
वाइवर्स बीइंग आस्क्ड, एंड इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि वही बात अगर आप इंटरव्यू जब होगा, मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस विल बी प्लेस्ड अपॉन इंटर्नशिप, क्योंकि
Yes.
इंटर्नशिप इज हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस में क्या किया आपने। पढ़ाई की इज एट द बैक ऑफ योर माइंड, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, लेकिन इंटर्नशिप इज द एप्लीकेशन, जो पढ़ाई की एप्लीकेशन आपने इंडस्ट्री के साथ की, दैट इज द रिजल्ट, एंड दैट इज व्हाट यू नीड टू डू। तो सब स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज, आई वुड से start making your notes so that your internship notes are the best, and the better and more descriptive it can be, and especially when you make a comment that you help the company to reduce the cost by reducing the failure, immediate effect it will have in your interview, because their questions will be focused upon how did you do it, because every company needs to improve their process. So this is very, very important to you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, students, you got 1.5 minutes more.
Professor, students के लिए तो we can be open for the whole night as long as they have questions. I'm telling about the general, क्योंकि class उनको दूसरी class भी attend करनी पड़ेगी or something else. So
Yes.
yeah, whoever is interested can stay as long, and we'll keep on chatting with them. That's not an issue.
Vishek sir, we have to make 2 assignments, one for the internship and another one for the visible. That is correct. Yes. Okay, students, thank you very much, and good evening from California, Silicon Valley, California. Today's interaction I liked. Questions were asked, more of it. Whatever we did today, we should have double those questions in the next class. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.